Everybody ready? Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to provide you with some information about a terrible, sad, and extremely tragic incident that we responded to recently and subsequently investigated, culminating in an arrest. Our deputies respond to many situations every day. They see a lot, and it sometimes seems over the years that nothing surprises us anymore. But every now and then, something does happen that you really can't explain. You can't make up. And you say to yourself, what in the world were they thinking? On Monday, June 26th, we were called to a residence on Deerfield Country Club Road in the Callahan area in reference to a 9-month-old baby boy who was not breathing and had no pulse. When one of our deputies arrived, he observed the child on the floor in the living room unconscious. He began to provide life-saving measures by providing CPR until the Nassau County Fire Rescue Department arrived. They eventually transported the baby to Baptist Hospital North in Jacksonville, where the child was pronounced deceased. Our criminal investigations personnel responded to the scene to conduct a preliminary investigation about what happened and why the child was unresponsive. Originally, the mother said she didn't know what happened. She put the baby to sleep and just couldn't wake him up. Babies are our most vulnerable among us. They are solely dependent upon someone else for all of their needs, for everything. They need someone to feed them, to clothe them, to protect them, to love them, and provide a nurturing environment so they have an opportunity to grow up safely and become productive citizens. They have no control over who they're born to, who their parents are, or what type of environment they live in. Most babies are born to loving parents who take care of all of their needs. But unfortunately, some babies are born to individuals who have no business in being a parent. Actually, this little boy's mother is only a child herself. She's 17. She became pregnant and delivered a baby boy on September 2nd, 2022. He was a healthy, beautiful baby boy who had his whole life ahead of him. On June 26th, the mother was tired and wanted to take a nap, go down, lay down and rest. She sure gave her baby a bottle and laid him down in his crib to take a nap. Now, it's normal to give your child a baby bottle when they're tired, they're ready to take a nap and lay down. That's not unusual. However, what is not normal is what the mother put in the baby's bottle to get him to go to sleep. On July 10th, we received information from the medical examiner's office that the child had 29 nanograms per milliliter of blood in his system, and the cause of death was ruled fentanyl overdose. The medical examiner also stated 3 nanograms per milliliter of blood would kill a normal person like me, and that the child had about 10 times the amount that would kill a person. The amount he had in his system would kill approximately 10 people. When our investigators, they're simply some of the best, learned of this, they called the mother in yesterday on the 11th to interview her again about what had happened. She continually lied, changed her story several times. But after investigators kept catching her in those lies, she ultimately confessed to what happened. On the 26th, she got the baby's bottle, filled it with formula, then went into the bathroom and found a pill bottle. A pill bottle with what she thought was cocaine in it. She put some of what she thought was cocaine in the bottle, but it was actually fentanyl. She laid him down in his crib to go to sleep, but he never woke up. Now, who does that? What mother would do that? That's not normal. That is sick. It's beyond my imagination why a mother would do that to her child. Fentanyl is by far one of the most deadliest drugs circulating in our nation. It is 50 times more potent than heroin, 100 times more potent than morphine. No one should lose their life to this terrible, deadly drug, especially an innocent baby. The victim was a 9-month-old baby boy. He should have been crawling. He should have been laughing. And most importantly, kept safe. Unfortunately, this was not the case. Our investigators were able to locate the bottle. And this is the actual bottle. Our narcotics unit tested this substance and found the presence of fentanyl. This bottle has been sent to FDLE for further testing. Based on the evidence of this case, the death of the victim was caused by the culpable negligence of the suspect with their utter disregard for the safety of the infant. When the suspect consciously did an act she must have known or reasonably should have known was likely to cause the death or great bodily injury of her child. The suspect was arrested on aggravated manslaughter charges as well as possession of a controlled substance. And by the way, while she was being booked into jail, she said she hasn't had her period for a while and might be pregnant again. And while we know this is an extremely sad case, this probably won't be the last. Fatal overdoses in children have increased significantly over the years. Remember, it doesn't take much for it to be lethal. I have in this pill bottle about 29 nanograms. It's hard to see, but this right here would kill approximately 10 people. Think about that. A small child, this in his system. It's just unbelievable. Due to Marcy's Law, we will not be releasing the name of the suspect or the victim. And this case is also still under investigation, not just by our agency, but by DCF as well. So I will not be able to answer many questions until a thorough investigation is done. But I want to let our community know that Nassau County has a number of resources for parents who may be struggling. There's no reason to resort to something this drastic that would take the life of a child. There's resources like Better Together, Family Support Services of North Florida, and Episcopal Children's Services. And you can also reach out to NCSO's Victim Advocate to get help or get in touch with those that can help you if you need it. Also, I want to let you know this is a lethal dose of fentanyl. It's blown up on a lead of a pencil. So you can see just how little it takes to kill someone. But a small child, it just breaks your heart. Does anybody have any questions?
Did she say why she put cocaine in that bottle?
We put him to sleep. Well, thank you for being here. I know it's You got
I
something?
thought she was continuing.
I'm sorry.
I do have one other question. You were saying, obviously, looking at the root of this, it's still the presence of drugs in not just this community, but all over. I mean, and when we have a situation like this, it shouldn't take a child to change this, but there's been multiple arrests just this month in this county for possession of meth, fentanyl trafficking. I mean, how do we change this so something this ridiculous doesn't happen?
Well, obviously, it starts in the home. It didn't here. You have to teach your kids about the dangers of drugs, about, when we see it all the time. Those who are addicted to drugs, we try to get them help. They need help. They desperately need help. And we want to try to help them. But if you're selling illegal drugs in our community, we're going to arrest you and put you in jail where you belong. And these people that are addicted, that buy these drugs on the streets, have no clue what they're getting. None. They're taking a substance that could kill them just like that. And it does every day.
And I know the information is limited, but was there anybody else in the home?
There were other people in the home, yes.
Adults.
There were some adults there.
And are they being charged, or is there any connection, or were they home at the time?
It's still under investigation. We're still looking at everything, but it appears it was her decision and her decision alone.
Okay. And when it comes to, will she face any, the possession charges? I mean, it's with the cocaine, or what she thought was cocaine, will that be added on?
Yeah, she was charged with that as well.
So she's charged with possession?
Right.
Okay, all right.
One more question and then we're gonna be done.
Sure. Was the home where the infant died, the infant's residence as well as the 17-year-old girl's residence, as well as other adults' residence, or,
She was staying there. Her and her child was staying in that dead residence.
okay. She, as far as you can tell, not a permanent residence for her.
For
Yeah,
Marcy's Law, again, we
Yeah,
can't
we
get
can't
into that
get
too
into all
much.
that. Okay, thank y'all for coming.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.